The episode begins with Mordecai and Rigby finishing another seemingly normal workday at the park, discussing trivial things and joking around as they head home. Everything feels routine until they suddenly notice strange construction equipment appearing around the area, along with unfamiliar workers putting up signs and barriers. When they question the workers, they get vague, dismissive answers, and the situation quickly becomes suspicious. Before they can investigate further, a gigantic construction machine arrives and begins tearing through parts of the park with alarming speed and force, causing widespread destruction. The scene escalates as the park employees gather to understand what is happening. Benson yells for everyone to regroup, but before he can organize anything, a massive bulldozer bursts through the ground, operated by an overly enthusiastic construction worker. The team realizes that the park itself is being targeted for demolition, and all of them try to fight against the machines. In the middle of this chaos, an impossibly huge and futuristic vehicle arrives, one that looks far more advanced than typical construction gear. It emits a strange energy beam that begins erasing parts of the park into thin air, leaving behind only glowing residue. As the crew retreats, a mysterious figure reveals himself: the return of Garrett Bobby Ferguson, the giant floating head who once held a grudge against Mordecai and Rigby. But this time it's not just him. It's Garrett Bobby Ferguson Jr., his equally vengeful son, who has vowed to avenge his father's defeat. He reveals his master plan: to destroy the park and turn Exit 9B into a massive freeway interchange, erasing every trace of their past encounter. Mordecai and Rigby try to stand up against him, but Ferguson Jr. uses a memory-wiping energy blast that instantly erases all recollection of the park from the entire crew. Everyone, Skips, Muscle Man, Pops, High Five Ghost, and even Benson, suddenly believes they have completely different careers, identities, and lives. Mordecai and Rigby, however, miraculously remain unaffected, possibly due to the strange cosmic events they've survived over the years. Realizing they are the park's only hope, they embark on a mission to restore everyone's memories. They gather items tied to the past adventures of each character: Skip's ancient warrior relics, Muscle Man's personal mementos, Pop's sentimental objects, and other symbolic artifacts. When each item is presented, it triggers a dramatic flashback montage, restoring the characters' memories with emotional weight and comedic exaggeration. One by one, the team reunites, forming a dramatic, slow-motion lineup ready to reclaim the park. With their full roster restored, they march toward Exit 9B to confront Ferguson Jr. The entire scene becomes an over-the-top, action-heavy battle sequence, a parody of epic war films. The park workers split into specialized units. Skips leads the mystical warriors, Muscle Man and High Five Ghost run the heavy combat division, Pops commands the aerial support, and Benson acts as the furious general. Mordecai and Rigby, fueled by adrenaline, take on the role of daring pilots, launching themselves into the center of the battle while the soundtrack swells with heroic intensity. Ferguson Jr. unleashes armies of construction-themed robots, mechanical cranes with bladed claws, demolition drones, and laser-equipped bulldozers. The fight becomes chaotic but spectacular. Skips performs gravity-defying martial arts, Pops uses unexpected cosmic abilities, Muscle Man literally hurls vehicles with raw strength, and Benson unleashes flaming rage powerful enough to melt metal. Mordecai and Rigby dodge explosions and crumbling machinery as they push toward Ferguson Jr., determined to end his revenge once and for all. The final confrontation occurs atop the massive freeway structure rising over the park. Ferguson Jr. grows in size, fueled by a raging energy field, and attempts to crush Mordecai and Rigby. But the two pull off a synchronized maneuver, using a mix of intuition, luck, and reckless bravery. They trick Ferguson Jr. into triggering a malfunction in his own machine, causing the unstable highway structure to collapse. In an explosive chain reaction, Ferguson Jr. is defeated, flung into the sky in a comedic yet dramatic send-off. With the villain destroyed, the park magically returns to normal, as if reality itself corrects the damage. The freeway disappears, the grass regrows, and everything returns to its rightful state. The team celebrates their victory, though Benson still scolds Mordecai and Rigby for causing trouble, even though they saved everyone. The episode ends with the park staff gathered together once again, united, stronger, and ready for whatever bizarre adventure comes next.